Thank you for watching Video Rules Talk with Zack Murphy. Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Rules Talk. Today, we're going to be talking about the backcourt rule. It can seem simple, and for the most part it is, but there are some plays that are just a bit tricky. So luckily for us today, though, we got 3 clips that are really going to illustrate some of the principles of the backcourt rule. We're going to talk about the rule itself. We'll break down some case plays, and like I said, we're going to look at 3 clips that do a great job of illustrating the backcourt rule. So, let's go ahead and get started. First, let's talk about the high school rule. The rule is 9-9 in the NFHS rulebook, and it reads, there's only 3 articles. Article 1, a player shall not be the first to touch the ball after it has been in team control in the front court if he or she or a teammate last touched or was touched by the ball in the front court before it went to the backcourt. That's a long-winded version of saying that you can't touch it in the backcourt if you touched it in the front court, or your teammates were the last to touch. We know that rule. The exception in Article 1 reads like this. A ball in team control of Team A in the front court that is deflected by a defensive player, which causes the ball to go into the backcourt, may be recovered by either team unless the offense was the last to touch the ball before it went into the backcourt. So, B1 deflects the ball, it hits off my leg, A1, and then it goes into the backcourt. Team A cannot recover that ball because Team A was the last to touch in the front court, first to touch in the backcourt. The rest of this exception reads, if the offense was the last to touch the ball in its front court, only the defense can legally recover the basketball. Kind of what I just talked about there. Article 2. While in player and team control in its backcourt, a player shall not cause the ball to go from backcourt to front court and then return to the backcourt without the ball touching a player in the front court, such that he or she or a teammate is the first to touch it in the backcourt. So again, in English, if I'm in the backcourt, I can't go from backcourt to front court, then come back to the backcourt. That's a backcourt violation. Lastly, Article 3, during a jump ball, throw-in, or while on defense, a player may legally jump from his or her front court, secure control of the ball with both feet off the floor, and return to the floor with one or both feet in the backcourt. This is an article that we're going to be coming back to in one of our clips. The player may take a normal landing. Again, a normal landing, that's very important, and we'll get to that later. The player may take a normal landing, and it makes no difference whether the first foot down is in the front court or the back court. This article, like I just said, we're going to come back to this in a minute. It's going to be very apparent. Maybe it doesn't make so much sense right now, but once we look at some clips, it'll make a lot more sense. So I've been talking about these clips. Let's go ahead and jump over to the laptop. We'll take a look at these clips, and maybe some of these articles will make a little bit more sense. What do we got? Interesting play for sure. To help us out, let's bring back up Article 1 of the backcourt rule that reads, a player shall not be the first to touch the ball after it has been in team control in the front court. Okay, team control in the front court. What exactly is that, and how does that help us here? Why is that relevant? Well, let's bring up team control, and it reads, Article 1, a player is in control of the ball when he or she is dribbling or holding the live ball. We saw in that clip that the player never actually held the ball in the front court. It was inbounded. He tries to catch it, and he doesn't get it. It tips off his hands, goes into the backcourt. By using our player and team control definition here, and our backcourt violation definition here, the ball was never in team control or player control in the front court. And by this definition, a player shall not be the first to touch the ball after it has been in team control in the front court. Okay, it was never in team control in the front court because the player never held the ball. So, by rule, this is a legal play. Let's check out play 2. This is another great clip. I love this because it perfectly illustrates Article 3. Let's bring that up here. Read the last part of Article 3. The player may make a normal landing, and it makes no difference whether the first foot is down in the front court or the back court. So, let's bring the clip up and stop it right there. Take a look. Easy to see. Her first foot comes down in the front court, clearly. And then we'll stop it here. Second foot clearly lands in the back court. Easy to see. And this play kind of looks weird. But if you see this in your game, you're going to go, wait, Article 3. Does not matter if first foot landed in the front court or the back court. Let's say her first foot landed in the back court. And then, secondly, she touched in the front court. Same thing. Legal play. Let's check out play 3. I wanted to show this last play because it is very, very similar to play 2. And maybe you're thinking, okay, the player jumped from the front court, normal landing, this is legal. But bring up Article 3 again, and let's read it very carefully. A player may legally jump from his or her front court, secure control of the ball with both feet off the floor, and then return to the floor with one or both feet in the back court. Let's watch this play again. Does the player jump from the front court to the back court to then secure the ball? No. This play is similar, again, like I said, but it's not the same. In play 2, the player jumped from front court to back court to secure the ball. In this play, in play 3, the player does not jump. She's running, secures control of the ball with one foot in the front court, and then pivots, placing another foot in the back court. This is a backcourt violation. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. Hopefully you learned something today. And in the worst case scenario, maybe you just brushed up on something you already knew. No, but seriously, thank you for the support. I know Paul would say the same thing. Thank you for allowing me to create this fun content for you guys. It helps me grow as an official. It's fun. And so hopefully by me sharing this stuff with you, that you can pick up something and take it into your games in the upcoming season. So, until next time, until next episode, serve the game.